Good day, nerds, and welcome to episode 90 of the Nerd Cantina Show. I'm your host, Ken, joined by my co-host, Steve, and we're going to cover this week's nerd news. We're going to lead off in entertainment news with some recent streaming shows. We talk about the future of DC Universe and potential Batman TV show. Then we'll move over into tech news with some information regarding an upcoming event for Neuralink and another talk on Tic Tok, and finally a little bit of space news. A lot to get to. Let's get started.
Calling back all nerds.
Nerds!
All right, and welcome back to episode 90. More COVID time over here, but I actually got to stretch my legs a little bit. Went to it was a YMCA, it was a summer camp for kids that they just let a couple families go to. It was all the fun of camp. There was archery, there was fun and games, fishing and canoeing and everything else.
But none of the fun of other people.
But so that makes it a perfect world for me. Like, you're telling me that I could just go do all of the things with my kids at a summer camp, but I don't have to sit at
summer
a park
camp
bench
is
with
for your
random
kids
people.
to meet people other than their fucking parents and make new friends. You fucking antisocial bastard.
No.
Part of summer camp is to expose your children to new people so they don't become fucking lemmings that are best friends with their mom and dad.
Yeah, it would be great to send them away for a week and just be by myself, but that wasn't an option. So if the option is I can only go to summer camp with the kids, I don't want to in any way pretend to care about another family. So it was a good opportunity to, like I said, go take the kids fishing, get out of the house, go do some things. It's still a bit weird over here in California, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm busier than shit and work every day. I think I took Sunday off. That was it, and just kind of puttered around the house, relaxed, play with the kids. Yeah, no big events. I am planning one, though. I'm going to push the boundaries of COVID and have a big barbecue. Big barbecue on the 1st. So we'll see how that goes. My goal is to get the cops called on me.
Oh, nobody's showing up.
I can't wait to have that conversation as he does a head count in my backyard and I tell him to go fuck himself.
You are the worst. All right. Let's move into some entertainment talk here, and we can just lead off with, you can give a little bit of guide on some of these new shows that I feel like everybody's just watching older stuff. I mean, I haven't heard very much talk on some of these newer streaming shows. You can give your quick thoughts, reviews.
Well, so far as shows have gone, I've been trying to keep up with the HBO show Perry Mason, which is, of course, because of HBO, very high quality. Acting in it is really good. The story is a little dark and out there. Like, you think of the old Perry Mason TV show, and it was kind of like cheese mysteries. Like, this is episode 1 really kicks you in the dink. Like, it gets pretty fucking dark really fucking fast. And it's all based in like the 40s or 50s, and so it's like you get kind of used to that grim scenario in modern times. It's hard to imagine like you have this like glazed over version of history and how it was just like, even the bad doesn't seem that bad. Like, no, they really make this pretty fucking gritty. But it's definitely worth a watch. It's compelling. It every episode kind of really advances enough to keep you going and keeps you gripped to the murder mystery and the story. Again, the acting is really good. John Lithgow's in it. He plays one of the main actors, but everybody else is kind of like just kind of a fresh face, a new star. You've seen him in other things. You're like, oh, that's that one guy from that one thing, and they do really well. So I would suggest if anybody needs a new show, I think they're on episode 5 now. You can catch up to that. And then I've been watching that Snowpiercer on TNT. Just basically because I really enjoyed the movie. The movie was really good. I don't think the show is following the movie per se. So it's taking the premise the end of civilization and a Noah's Ark type train that goes around the world. They took that premise, but they've played with the dynamics a lot to where it's a better show. It also takes place a few years, I want to say 7 years after they boarded and left the train, to whereas the movie takes place 17 years after. So a lot of the stuff they refer to in the movie is actually what's going on in the TV show. Okay. But they did change a few of the dynamics. So, if you've seen the movie and you like the movie, just know that it's not exactly the movie, but it's an interesting story. It's an interesting premise. Yeah, those are pretty much the new shows I'm catching up on. If anybody has any new good ones, go ahead and post it in the Nerd Cantina Facebook group. I'll try to give it a shot. I've been dying for new content.
Yeah, I was curious on the Snowpiercer one because I watched the movie a little while ago, knowing that the show was coming out, and I completely forgot about the show. And I after watching the movie, didn't in any way remember know kind of how they were playing into that movie. Was it after the movie? Was it before the movie? Was it just completely different, or was it like pre-apocalypse as the society collapses? So interesting. A couple years beforehand.
How did you like the movie?
I thought it was entertaining. It was absolutely wild.
Chris Evans is good
concept
in it.
and stuff.
Chris Evans is really good in it.
It's good. It's just it's a wild movie, but I did enjoy it. I wanted to watch the show, and now I guess I got 9 episodes to catch up on. As soon as I just finished the last episode of Floor is Lava, which that hit the top of my my streaming list there. So I did just finish Floor is Lava. So now I've got to watch something else.
Yeah, I haven't started that at all.
I don't think I could do Snowpiercer with the kids though.
And the last thing that released this weekend that I watched was that Tom Hanks movie Greyhound. That was one that was supposed to release in the theater. They were going to do the $20 streaming thing, and then Apple Plus said, nope, we're going to buy this fucker. We're just going to give it to all our customers in a push to soak up some of those Disney Plusers that bought for Hamilton. I don't think they recruited the Hamilton numbers that Disney Plus did, but I mean, it is a Tom Hanks war movie. It was good. It's no Hunt for Red October. Let's put it like that. Okay. It's a good movie. It had some really great scenes. It is based on actual war events. So I always kind of get into that. I know you do too. When you picture 1940s warfare, and it's just like, holy shit. Like we have this picture of drones and desert wars in our head, because that's what we all grew up with. But to see, trench warfare or these high sea battles that, from the 40s with 1940 technology, like all they had was sonar. Like that's it. Yeah. They got sonar, and how you could be that accurate and precise with just sound waves bouncing off things in the ocean blows my mind alone, so in that aspect, I did enjoy it, but you do get lost in a little bit of the naval jargon and how the battle plays out. It to me, I wouldn't say it got confusing, but you get kind of like lost in what their mission was and why they're doing what they're doing. It was a whole lot of rightful rudders. But Tom Hanks plays a good character. They don't go too deep into like character development either. Like you don't really bond with any of these characters. You don't feel attached to them because you really don't know shit about them.
Is the ship.
Yeah, they just, hey, this dude's a captain, this dude's a gunny, this dude's a messenger, this dude's the Morse code guy, this dude's the sonar guy. They're gonna fight some U-boats. And like they give you like one backstory of Tom Hanks proposing to his girlfriend just to make you feel like, they're all fighting for something. They're all fighting for something.
Yeah. I guess if he dies, it's not meaningless.
Yeah. So like, but they don't really do, they don't do a good job of like getting you attached to any character. But I don't think that was the mission of their movie. They just really wanted to showcase naval battles. They have a good naval battle movie. And in that aspect, I think if you enjoy that kind of movie, you'd really like this. I know you would like it.
Yeah, I know. I've actually I think this will get me to at least do a free trial of Apple TV Plus, get through that, maybe try to get through Defending Jacob and
the morning show,
maybe
man.
morning show.
Those are all that is all worth a 30-day free trial. You got plenty of stuff to pound out your 30 days. And if you accidentally forget to cancel and they charge you $5, it's worth the price of admission for all that content that's on there.
I will not forget to cancel. I will keep my $5. But no, I definitely want to see that movie. It's one that's worth signing up for Apple TV Plus for me. So glad to hear that it doesn't necessarily disappoint there.
The wives aren't going to like it. Let's put it like this, though. The wives are not going to. Yeah, no. Too much starboard and like I said, left full rudder. Like it's all that. It's a total dude movie, but it's a good dude movie. I pitched it to the girlfriend as Tom Hanks' new movie. She lasted a half hour. She's like, I love Tom Hanks, but I'm going to bed.
All right. Well, I guess we can transition some other news, and we'll just stay in streaming first, and just say it looks like DC Universe is on its way out, as it should have been.
Really?
It probably should have never existed.
Don't say.
But yeah, it should never really existed. But yeah, DC Universe. The headline from the article. I know you were a big fan of.
If a tree falls in the woods and nobody's there to hear it, doesn't make a noise. If a streaming service exists and nobody watches it, does it really exist?
Yeah, so that you always get the random people who are the super Doom Patrol fans.
That's on HBOMax now, though, so I win. I win, you plebes.
And that's the sign of why DC Universe is falling apart. They are just kind of selling off any of the shows that were worth anything, and sending them either the ones that like Stargirl that it might have some value. They're just tossing that to the DC pit of what is it? Where CW, the Arrowverse, all that nonsense. They're just tossing the rest of their DC trash over there.
I love the title of the article that Yahoo put up too. DC Universe's uncertain future: streaming service or glorified fan community? For sure, glorified fan community.
Yeah, I don't know what focus groups.
Welcome to the DC fan club.
Yeah, I don't know what focus groups that the DC team went through. What people did they talk to where they're like, hey, would you pay for a dedicated DC service? And you got to imagine they're going to say, oh, maybe. Well, what's on it? A bunch of shows you've never heard of. Original content. Actors you've never heard of. And is that good enough? And then I just don't know whoever told them this was a good idea. But here they are looking to
you
move
knew they
things
were dead
like Doom
when they announced the Snyder Cut for HBO and not DC Universe. If they really wanted subscribers, they'd have put that shit on DC Universe.
Yeah. So Warner Brothers can just very easily move most of their DC content directly over to HBOMax for any that feels worth heading over there. So Doom Patrol's already headed over there. I'm sure Titans and some of these other shows will make their way over there as well. And then the CW will pick up pretty much the rest that are existing or continuing shows. But I'm sure there's going to be a lot of cancellations coming.
Yeah, they casted a new lead for Batwoman, so that's going to be a thing still.
Yep. They did.
Can't get worse. I'm like, I don't know who this woman is, but she can't do worse. Let's put it like that.
But we also get some news with HBO Max confirming that there will be a Batman spinoff show. So following the movie The Batman, directed by Matt Reeves. Matt Reeves and the team that is writing The Batman is also making a spinoff show, which will be it'll be focused on the corruption and in Gotham Police. It's going to be more of a police show focusing on Gotham, not necessarily Batman. But
so basically the show Gotham.
Basically. But the show Gotham was, it was Batman the younger years. It was...
But the main focus was Gordon and the police department.
Right, but it was a pre-Batman focus. Whereas this show it'll be in that same realm. It will be a spinoff from the movie, just focusing on more of the everyday mundane people of Gotham and not Batman necessarily. So It might be interesting if you have any hopes for the movie and you think that Matt Reeves and stuff are going to do a good job, then yes, you would want to give him an additional 10 hours to continue the story on some of that character development, the building up of the city, the landscape that these movies are going to come off of. To do it in a TV, I think is great. I think TV is a better format. I think you see directors like Matt Reeves and these guys kind of looking at the quality of TV today, and you got a lot of high quality directors that say, no, I want more time to tell a story. I want more time to develop things out. And that's what we see here. He's going to get a 3-hour movie probably, or 2.5-hour movie for the Batman. And then he's going to roll that into probably a 10-episode season.
What amazes me about DC is that their main character list is so strong that we've gotten...
No, you just get Batman.
How many fucking Batmans now?
You just get Batman.
Like, how many fucking Batmans, how many Supermans have we had? Like, they just reboot and reboot and reboot, and like we just keep eating it up. It's like getting the same dog food with just a different gravy. It's still dog food most of the time. Like, it's just a different special sauce on it. I mean, Marvel couldn't do something like this. Marvel couldn't put out another Iron Man movie and have it be anywhere near successful as the Robert Downey, or put out another Thor, or like, hey guys, we're just going to reboot the MCU and start over again and come anywhere near the success of their first run. But yet DC just churns out regurgitation after regurgitation of these characters, and the fans just keep coming back.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to come back. We're going to still see the movie. And, we're going to be a part of that problem, I guess. But Spider-Man did something similar on the Marvel side. I get that was, the rights purchased by Sony, and that was Sony putting out all the Spider-Man stuff. But in the end, the concept
Spider-Man's
that
the one out.
Spider-Man and X-Men out there.
Spider-Man and X-Men are the two that you can get. But they didn't even own those for the longest time.
No, but it's still don't own Spider-Man. But I find it weird. I'm still looking forward to this Batman movie. I mean, I still hope that they do right the ship here and they make it a pretty good movie. And if they do, HBOMax might do a pretty good job on a Gotham non-Batman focused show.
Well, the only thing that gives me faith with that is again, HBO don't fuck around. So if you get like a Watchmen level Gotham show, that could be epic.
Yeah,
but it's DC, so I'm gonna not hold my breath for that amount of time.
But I think that takes us through any real entertainment talk here for the week, and we can jump over into tech. And one of the first events that we could talk about in tech is just, I guess we can do a follow up from last week, and that's around these deleting TikTok. We've been talking about this for
months.
Probably, it's been close to a year since we first started talking about TikTok when it was first gaining popularity. And then we were hearing about the potential security concerns, the servers being based in China.
We've been sounding the alarm. We're just not a very loud alarm.
Yeah, clearly nobody listens to us. We have zero influence in this world. But we have been saying for as long as we've known about TikTok to just delete it. There's no reason to trust this company. There's no reason to turn over your location data, your cell phone data, your access to your messaging, all those little buttons that you just don't read, but you click through to give permissions to an app when you download it, and you would essentially give every permission to this app on your phone. No reason to do so. No reason to trust this company. And whatever, millions and millions of dance videos later, it's now gotten massive media attention. Last week we talked about it with the Mike Pompeo talking about, hey, the White House is looking at potentially banning this in the United States. And then immediately after we recorded last week's episode, you start to see other companies getting behind this or trying to get out in front of it getting banned. Amazon sent out an email to all of their employees telling them they have to delete TikTok immediately. And then they sent out an email a couple hours later saying that was a mistake. We accidentally sent out an email. That's hilarious to me. The concept that you accidentally sent out an email. You accidentally sent out an email that was long, well thought out, had deadlines that they had to delete the app by July 10th if they have their Amazon email in any way linked or check their email through their phone. And they're telling them, like, on your personal devices, if you are an Amazon employee who has an Amazon email and you access it through your phone, you could not have TikTok on your phone anymore. And
this is like the equivalent of like Amazon having a therapist that says, whenever you get mad, write out a letter that you just don't send. Like they wrote out the whole letter, but they hit the send. They hit send.
No, this was an executive who wrote out this email before running it through his legal team first. And so his legal team got it, and within 2 hours told him, you might want to...
You can't tell
say
people
that
to
you
do
did this on accident. But yeah, the Amazon's goal was that anybody who checks their Amazon email through their cell phone could not have TikTok on there because of, hey, you might be losing some sensitive company information, proprietary information, strategy information, that all of a sudden Alibaba is going to start tossing up, like whatever it happens to be. In the end, Amazon didn't want TikTok, which
Alibaba
again,
just starts shipping boxes with a smile with the little asterisk to the left instead of the right.
But these are the concerns with TikTok, is that why would a company, Amazon, be concerned if you're just checking your email on a phone that has that app? Because this app has access to your messages.
It wasn't just Amazon either. We had another story where Wells Fargo said to delete it too. All these institutions, that have investments that they want to keep close tight, and like you said, proprietary company information that they want to keep close tight knit to, are realizing that their employees, if they're using this app, could be giving away the whole house.
Yeah, and the difference between the Wells Fargo story and the Amazon story is that Wells Fargo didn't backtrack off of it, but they made it to where it was just from corporate provided phones. So if you were provided a corporate work phone, you cannot have TikTok on it, which they have the ability to do so. Amazon probably won't stand up. Like, what are you going to do? Fire somebody because they didn't delete TikTok on their personal phone? I don't think that holds up.
Well, for the corporate stuff, I'm wondering too, is if it's not a thing yet, there's got to be somebody developing it. But like, if you're on your work computer or you have a work laptop, they can block certain websites. Like, you ain't going to Pornhub on your Dell that the company gave you, because they have the ability to block certain IPs and stuff like that. I'm wondering if we're getting to a point where, you could do that with these phones, where just you give your company, your employees a phone, and there's just certain blacklisted apps that it can't even download.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that there absolutely is ways. I know there are. It's similar to these parenting programs and things that you can do where you can restrict app downloads, restrict it to certain approved areas, like administrator approval required in order to download stuff, which is what you can put on a phone for children or whatever. So in the end, it does exist, and that was Wells Fargo's take more on it, is that it's not an approved app on their corporate phones. But still, if you still have TikTok and you still just love doing your dance videos, and it's really the only thing I know that happens on TikTok, other than the fact that there was a cryptocurrency last week that took a big run up. Dogecoin, I don't know what it is, DOGE coin. That thing had a huge run up in price, apparently because it was a TikTok viral thing that somebody through TikTok was encouraging people to go put $50 into it to intentionally run the price up, and all of them become rich.
Yeah,
and it worked to some degree. Yeah. None of them probably became rich,
except for the one dude that told everyone to do it, that bought in at like a penny a share.
Yeah, but it just they're still not even worth a penny. This cryptocurrency is still not worth a penny. So it's just a weird demonstration of viral content to see a 500% gain in a crypto stock in a day, just based off of a TikToker. So delete TikTok. This will probably not be the last time we talk about it, but delete it anyway. All right, then we can, I guess, move over to really what was my kind of favorite thing to hear getting back into the news, was that Neuralink announced that they were going to have an event here soon to provide an update to Neuralink. And when it initially came out, I was really hoping it was going to be like right away, so that way I can get the news. in the end, the major event that's going to take place for Neuralink is not going to happen until August. But Elon's building up that PR right now and looking at.
Yeah, last time he was on Rogan, he made it like, oh, I got some things I can't say. I got things I can't say. So this is the event probably where he can say.
Yeah, and his tweets around these things are always entertaining. They're always kind of telling as far as the fact that Elon Musk his brain works differently, his focus is different, and he had tweeted that the progress update is coming in August 28th, so it's not going to be till the end of August that we're going to get kind of like what he did last time, an hour-long event where he demonstrated some of the science and demonstrated some of the technology. But then he follows that tweet up with, if you can't beat him, join him. And that's the Neuralink mission statement. And that's part of his whole concept here, is that the best way to make sure that we aren't all ruined by nefarious AI, that we don't understand what's happening in the background and the machine learning or whatever else,
the AI.
is to become the AI. Yes. Like that is his absolute mission statement. So it is like it's a crazy thought to in any way go that direction. Like all of our Terminator movies and stuff like that, it's just us against the machines. It's always us against the machines. It's not us become the machines just so that way we can all live happy together. This is Elon's vision, though.
It's I could see a lot of potential movies coming out of this kind of like just premise of, we did the poll. What was it? More, you got to be between 25% and 50% robot to be considered cyborg. I think that's what the group voted on.
Yeah, I think so.
Like this is the potential. So to hear him talk about it is really exciting. You know what I mean? When he talks about what people will be able to do with prosthetics, curing blindness, curing, hearing loss, possibly curing Alzheimer's, things like crazy things that can be done with this. Like you do get really excited about it. But then at the same time, I get a little worried, like there's just, it's a pendulum, right? So when the pendulum swings towards the good and it's really high on the good end, there's always a backside to it where it's going to swing by and be on the really bad end. Like I have a fear that you're going to be talking to people and no one's going to be paying attention to you because they're going to be scrolling Facebook or watching Pornhub in their brain with the direct connect, like you're never going to have a fulfilling conversation with anyone ever again, because in the back of their mind, they are just scrolling Pinterest.
Yeah, I think it has the potential to be really weird as far as, once we achieve this symbiosis with the AI, with our devices. But I don't know. Is that much different than it is now? We're already kind of,
we talk about AR, augmented reality stuff that comes with it. So the worst days of pop-ups on your desktop is now going to be in your brain. So every time I drive by a Taco Bell and a Taco Bell's in my peripheral, I'm going to have a 3 for $3 chalupa fucking ad right in my goddamn grill. These are things that are going to happen. I promise you this will happen. They're going to create augmented realities to where as you're walking through the mall, you see all the sale ads from that store in real time in your fucking brain or on your, little sunglasses that you wear that are connected to your Neuralink via Bluetooth. And, we're going to get into this crazy world. Give me the rotary phone, man. Let's go back. Let's go back to the simpler time.
No, I'll sign up. I'll get a chip put in my brain. I just think it is really cool technology.
That's just going to be too expensive for you, motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
This shit is not for you.
No, I've got to sign up to be an experimental person. I got to get it for free.
I can barely get you to download a free app on your phone, but you're going to pay the 10 G's for Neuralink, right?
No. I'm not going to. Like I said, I've got to volunteer early enough to be a guinea pig here. Yeah, it's going to just be it's going to be an absolutely kind of life-changing technology for people with disabilities, for people who have whether it's mobility issues, Parkinson's, the areas that have diseases that he believes that he can correct. He's even talked about the fact that he may be able to, certain people with certain levels of clinical depression, some of that is just neurons firing in your brain that we've well mapped out. We've well mapped out what areas are most affected and what neurons are firing in people that are depressed. Well, if it could be electronically mapped, he has stated that he can electronically correct it. So this has the potential to be changing. I mean, can you imagine this weird world where we're all hooked up in the computers?
You don't want to know what I've imagined. You really don't want to know what I've imagined for this thing.
We're all just getting these, AI-driven electronic impulses sent to our brain to be happy.
I'm calling it right now. Future headline: Anonymous hacks Neuralinks, causes 1 million orgasms simultaneously. You just got the entire population of LA knee buckling wherever they're fucking standing. I'm telling you, you don't want to know where my brain has gone with the potential of Neuralink.
I think there's something going on right now because this is, I think you're at 4 mentions of Pornhub and now just mass ejaculation.
Technology, that's where technology goes. That's where it's going to go. If you look at stats on website hits, you'll understand that I am not wrong. I am not wrong.
But I think one of the weird things about the Neuralink is, let's say that price point for Neuralink is high, and it has to be, right?
Easy, 10 Gs.
Yeah, you would seriously have an entire have and have not society.
Oh, for sure.
Of a bunch of people who have access to it, who have the money for it, who are now immune to depression, who are fully emotionally regulated by AI, and have access to all of the internet.
This is some crazy dystopian movie, for sure. Yeah.
And then everybody else who doesn't have it is just relegated to all the other mindless jobs or whatever else because they don't have access to Neuralink, and they forever will not have access because they'll never make enough money, and there will be this have and have not separation potentially.
Oh yeah, like 100%. All of this shit is going to happen at some point. I mean, we still don't even provide internet to every citizen in this country. For real, dude. Like we're still at a point in our society where we just don't even give all the poor people free internet just so they can keep up. And especially with COVID and everyone arguing about what we're going to do for this next school year, you know how many millions of kids don't even have a fucking computer, let alone access to the internet? So what, we're just going to have 5 million kids just flunk out for a fucking year because of this virus, because we as a society don't value providing the bare minimum standard of technology to all of our citizens, because internet is a fucking luxury in 2020. Are you fucking kidding me? It's going to be the same, as the Neuralinks come, fucking our kids, if they have, God forbid, some kind of, optical thing, sorry, kid, you just got to be blind because daddy doesn't make enough money. But fucking, Rockefeller over in the fucking corner, they got 40/40 vision. Fucking, they can watch an ant piss with their fucking new eyes, and fucking we're just stuck over here going deaf, blind, and dumb by the fucking droves.
Yeah, I mean, I really do. I hope, I'm hopeful for the future of a company like this. I think it has some great, interesting applications, and but there is, with any life-changing technology, it could get,
to me right now it's 50-50, so you still got to go ahead with it. The amount of people that you could save with this is staggering, and the amount of damage that can come from this is equally as staggering. But I still don't think it's something that we shouldn't be pushing for as a society.
Yep.
Sorry, man, we'll just have to figure it out on the fly.
Symbiosis. I like it. If you can't beat them, join them. We've got to defend ourselves against those future Terminators. But
I'm just looking for like
I want to
you ever see the movie Upgrade?
No.
Oh, watch that movie. That's that's future Neuralink. I gave it a good review. It was like it's like kind of an unknown movie. It's got the poor man's Tom Hardy in it.
I'm just curious to see what is it, August 28th, they said, is the event. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. You know, the talk was that Elon Musk really wanted this in a human brain this year. And I don't know, has he somewhere in the background already done this? Is he going to demonstrate somebody who he's done it with? Or is it going to be more, rat videos like last time, monkeys and rats? But in the end, he plans on pretty aggressively moving this forward.
I would have to imagine there are a lot of paraplegic people and a lot of like disabled people out there that would just jam that thing in my fucking head.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
You're like, just do it already. So
and there already is. There already are different implants and things that have been used. So yeah, in Elon, I would trust for sure if I was in kind of some kind of dire strait. All right, and then we can move from that portion of our tech news here, and I guess we just got a little bit of space news. This the space news is not good news. Normally, we like to talk about cool things going on in space, cool things happening. This one is that the House Appropriations Committee has essentially given the headline is that they've extended the middle finger to NASA and drastically cut the budget and the funding towards NASA. NASA's still trying to do their boots on the moon by 2024.
I love that term.
They're still trying to work by 2024, returning astronauts to the moon. And in order to do so, they were asking for a pretty good investment in $1.56 billion for just R&D. Well, they were given $600 million. Came a little short. came a little short of what their goals were by the House committee.
Yeah, I mean, but in 2020, is this really surprising? As we've injected $4 trillion into COVID stimulus, is it really surprising that we are cutting budgets of anything that we look at it as like essential funding that a lot of good comes out of NASA, and we should fund NASA. That's, personally our opinion. But can you blame some down south yokel that doesn't give a shit about the stars, that thinks the Earth was created 6,000 years ago, to say fuck NASA's budget? We just funded $4 trillion of stimulus. We need to cut back. NASA, sorry about it.
Yeah,
it's not surprising at all.
It really doesn't surprise me. It's a tough time to justify spending in research programs that have no direct relationship to what's going on in the world today. And I got my numbers wrong. They were awarded $1.56 billion for over the next 4 years. They were requesting $4.7 billion.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, which means that they're not going to have the money necessary to continue to do the research, to develop, to pay SpaceX and pay these other companies. SpaceX, General Dynamics, Boeing. I think everybody was working on different like lunar modules and things to assist in returning to the moon. That's going to go away if there's no money allocated to it. And I get it. $4.7 billion sounds like a lot of money. It really, I think we just demonstrated though with this, the stimulus that you just talked about, $4.7 billion is nothing.
Yeah.
Like
it's nothing.
When within a few, short weeks of a pandemic, we can decide to dump $2 trillion into bailouts and economy and stimulus. $4.7 billion doesn't even scratch that.
With how many companies that this money would have reached, I'm surprised that a lot of congressmen allowed this to happen, because considering, how many parts were going to be needed to do these missions that get made in all different factories throughout the country, that are represented by different House of Representatives districts, like if you represent the district in Iowa where this, whatever flange was going to get fucking made, and now the budget's cut and that flange isn't needed anymore. That's how many jobs in your district, that's how a lot of this stuff works. So, I don't know. It might, it might be a fight that's going to happen later. Now that they cut the budget, they might get some pushback just because a lot of this is a jobs bill.
Yeah, and we will have to just see where it goes. This is going to get revisited again the next year. So in this year, it's difficult. I understand it would be difficult to sign off on.
How are we going to have a space
NASA
force and not send people to space?
It's a good question. I mean,
that's what I just don't understand. And like we're falling into the trap of the TV show, where you see Chinese moon rovers and Chinese satellites fucking over the United States from outer space. Like, this is one of the things that I don't care about spending money on. I don't want to fall behind to other countries when it comes to space technology and space exploration, just because I don't think it has only like scientific benefits. I do think it has national security tied to it, and we can't fall behind on any of this.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. So hopefully, I don't know, write your congressperson or whatever makes
Listen
you feel.
to you, congressperson. You're so
I'm getting ready for my run for office somewhere in the future.
Of you.
Yeah, I gotta protect my ability to run for office.
You're doomed by association. You sit with me every Monday morning.
Yeah, I really should have thought that through and used a pseudonym or something here.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That's it for a weekend news here over at the Nerd Cantina Show. It's COVID is really like lacking on our stories. It's just slowing down society to a point where entertainment news is almost dead. Entertainment is grasping for straws to provide anything that anybody gives a shit about. Tech is always going strong. Tech is ruling the world right now. And as we can, our last story just stated, space is going to be the next drop off where, not much is going to come out of here unless some egghead lucks out and points that telescope at something cool. We're going to be running out of these stories too. But tune in again next week. And well, we thank you for listening to episode 90 here of the Nerd Cantina Show. I'll just go ahead and ask you to come on and join us over at our Facebook group. You could search for us there on Facebook or just join us over at the nerdcantina.com/community to take us over to our private community. And maybe people are more bored lately. We've gotten a lot of new members over there, but people are on fire. Over there. I'm trying to remember which meme it was, but everybody was supposed to comment with a quote from a movie that ruins the movie, but you couldn't see the movie. And I think that thing ended up with like just hundreds of on fire movie quotes that I just wasted way too much time going through.
like there was a bunch of movie quotes, so I was like, that's supposed to be recognizable by everybody.
I know. I thought the same thing on a lot of them, and I just
it's a real fun place. And also, if you would like to hear us talk about things on the show that interest you greatly, you can always post an article in there that we could put in the outline, and you can hear us go over it on the show the next week. It's a great place to try to guide where you want our podcast to, in what direction you want us to go, and what you guys care about. A lot of what we talk about is just because of what we know our fans are interested in. So it's always good to go over there and participate. It just makes our show better, and it's a really fun community.
All right. Well, with all that said, that's week news. Thanks again for listening. Talk to you
later,
next week.
nerds.